Take your phone off of the thing.
We good. Yo, we are live YouTube.
We're live. We need your help though. Let's give you guys some time to get in. Did you let them know that you were in earlier today?
Yes, I did. I threw it on the gram. Let me
We're in here a little bit earlier today. We need your help. Let us know how we sound.
Yep, I'm finna go to Facebook and get that party started over there.
You didn't even have it queued up, ready to go. It's gonna take time.
Your mouth is open. You should close it.
Truck you.
I'm just saying. It's a bad habit.
We're giving people time to get in here. We got one like.
But how many people?
I don't know because I don't have my laptop.
So you talk about me not being prepared.
I set everything up. I set everything up.
But apparently not.
Yo,
your laptop.
how do we sound?
He said, "Duck you."
Duck you, bro. How do we sound? Do we need to come up in volume?
Are we too loud?
Or are we too loud? Let us know in the comment section, please. We have wiggle room on both. We're dead center as far as the overall master volume, so we'll be able to come up, or we have to come down.
Lincoln says we sound good. And with he has the Chinese letters.
Are you sure it's Chinese? It could be Japanese.
It could be. I don't know which one it is, but the characters that I don't know how to read says that we sound too smooth. Apparently,
well,
Aaron Shields was good. Was good, fam.
Shout out to everybody, man. Lincoln in here.
We got 6 people in here though, and I only see 2 likes.
That's a problem.
I mean,
the mathematics is not lining up. See, in equations, it has to be equal by the end of the equation.
Right.
It's like when you solve x plus y, blah blah blah. One side needs to equal to the other side. So 6 does not equal 2.
It just doesn't equal. I mean, and I tried it. Right.
I mean, y does equal mx plus b or something like that, right? Y equals mx plus b.
Listen,
yeah.
This is.
But it seems like y'all minus in the b. I don't understand.
Where's the like button? Live right there for Facebook.
He still ain't hit live on Facebook,
bro.
You still got to put in all the titles.
No, I could just copy in. I can't do that. Actually, can I?
Bro, let's just not go live on Facebook, bro.
Why not?
Okay. We're gonna sit here and wait for you to go live on Facebook. The people are impatient.
Why don't you get to the sponsors?
Because Facebook's gonna miss the sponsors.
Oh, they don't need to miss the sponsors. We got them right now. Here we go.
Okay, you have to switch the camera. Okay,
it's already.
Let me talk to YouTube. YouTube, y'all know what it is, man. Drum Tracks app. If you haven't downloaded it, you need to download it now. I don't know why you haven't yet. New tracks.
Wait a minute. We're live on Facebook. What's good?
Finally, Facebook. If you're just joining us, it took him an hour and a half to get you guys on.
It's not true.
I was in the middle of the sponsors thanking them.
Drum Tracks his app, mouth is just open and things are spilling out.
If you have not downloaded Drum Tracks app, you need to download it. We have all of the lessons from the drumcoaches.com over there. The camps we did with Eric Moore on their Shed Camp, and also all of the tracks that I made are on there. However, even though we have something new called, a premium subscription where you have to pay for
Talk about it.
The tracks are still free to stream.
What does that mean, though?
It means turn your phone off. That's what it means first.
I'm trying to let Instagram know we're live right now and give them a link. How about that? While you're doing housekeeping, I'm doing housekeeping. You stick to what you're doing. I'm going to stick to what I'm doing.
It's free to stream, meaning while you're in the app and you have a Wi-Fi connection. Or if you have mobile data.
What else?
I like Wi-Fi because mobile data, some people don't have unlimited data.
Right.
Unlimited data plans.
Very true.
You can play the tracks. Listen to me. You can press play and you will hear the tracks. Did y'all hear that?
I don't know if they did, Bishop.
Okay, so that's what free to stream means. If you want to do any type of downloading, you have to, subscribe. You have to pay your $10 a month. If you want access to the videos, you have to pay $10 a month. And the downloads are only $5 per month, or is it unlimited?
If you what?
If you download tracks.
Oh no! If you remember, you get 5 free tracks to download per month. After that, it's half off. However, if you just download your 5 and wait till the next month, you get a brand new set of 5 tracks to download. And we just happen to be updating the app with new tracks every month. So I mean, like, it's a win. If you're not a member, though, you can still pay for downloads. They're just $2.99 to download for you if you're not a member.
If you're not a member.
I'm just trying to
jump off a no, you shouldn't.
Oh wow. Listen, if you're missing out on the good stuff, we got
to the comment.
We got lessons, we got camps, we got everything you need. All right. DJ Cole said he got to get the subscription because he lost out on his camp download.
$10, bro.
$9.99 a month. Family.
I mean, it's what they pay you at church. $10 every week. So come on, just give us your $10.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
so
They just
so
pay drummers so terribly. All right, today's
let's
topic.
get into the topic,
What did you
man.
write as the title?
I wrote as the title,
It's all
it's all
preference.
preferences.
It's all preferences. So I recently had a gig this past weekend and got into a conversation with the sound guy who was subbing at the time,
Okay.
and we were talking about a specific microphone for the kick drum, and he was like, "Nah, I like this microphone. This mic is much better than that. Yada yada yada," and it was amazing because what are you doing?
I'm telling Instagram we're live, bro.
Wow. It was amazing because the normal sound guy actually loves the other kick mic that this sound guy doesn't like
Okay.
and hates the one that he likes, right?
Okay.
That mic that
What mic is it, by the way?
oh, it's the E602.
So this is the Sennheiser.
It's a Sennheiser.
We have
I just
the
bought it
okay
for us. It's on the 16 right now. I have a video that will be dropping
Did you get the
Tuesday
input
morning.
working? Did you get the input working finally for the 16?
Yeah, yeah, I fixed it.
Okay,
I
dope, dope,
I had
dope.
to get a new cord, I guess, because the something was wrong with the cable
So
itself.
it wasn't the snake.
It wasn't the snake. It wasn't the microphone. It was the actual cable that was going from here into the snake. Was
Right.
bad.
So have you recorded with it yet?
Yeah, that video is dropping on Instagram. I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow morning. You guys will hear. I barely hit the 16, but the 16 sounds like a punchy 808. It's a world of difference.
Does it? I gotta hear this.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if it sounds good when you do it, when I mix it, it's gonna be way better. You
Fuck
know
yeah.
that.
I'm thinking about putting it on the kick instead of the Onyx D6,
Why is that?
just to hear what it sounds like.
Test it out.
So test it out. So as I'm talking to the sub sound guy who likes this other mic as opposed to the E602, he's
Okay.
just like, yeah, nah, the sound that it gives is not really good for these type of gigs, yada yada yada. But the regular sound guy, I mean, is in love with it. Like,
Okay.
bro, world of difference. In fact, the drummer who I took this gig from, not took this gig, he gave it to me. He left this gig, and so I came in. He loves it too. He loves the
The homie.
E602, the homie. He loves it. Like, bro, it's a world of difference. So when I heard it, I was like, it is a world of difference, especially compared to the E604s. Like, bro, I like it,
But the
right?
sound man didn't like that.
He didn't like it.
Okay.
But
Wait. Did he not like it for live sound or did he not like it for studio application?
for live sound.
Got you.
But the main sound guy, he loves it for live sound.
Got you.
So I look at that and go, I was thinking to myself, hey, listen, it's not wrong. It's just his preference. He
That part.
prefers this sound. And I figured we could talk about that amongst drumming
Yeah.
because in drums, you have to understand once you learn what you're trying to get out of drumming,
Yep.
your preference is okay. So what I mean by that is some people like to tune their snares really high, like almost like a popcorn snare. That's your preference. Some like it sounding like a floor tom. That is your preference. I played a gig where they had the snare so detuned
Yeah.
that the lugs were loose and it started rattling. I hated it because I can hear the rattle and they're like, hey, can you? And I tightened it. They say, hey, what are you doing to the snare? We had it dialed. It's actually perfect. I'm like, bro. And not only was it the lugs loose, they actually put a what do you call that? Big fat snare
On top of the
on
loose.
top of the loose, and that's what they
So
wanted.
they wanted it to sound like you were playing a piece of newspaper
Yes,
sitting on the counter.
yes. And for them,
No, not even sitting on the counter, but suspended in the air, right?
just-
Just paper. Just
but it's not wrong, right? Now, what is wrong is okay. Listen, if you're intentionally trying to crash on the one
Mhm.
and you don't, you
Right.
crash too quick or you crash too late.
Yep.
That part is wrong. But if you prefer, hey, listen, I'm crashing behind the beat on purpose
Okay.
every time. That's your preference.
Sure.
It's absolutely fine. But oftentimes, musicians who are a little insecure
Come on.
are not strong in their thought process of this is what I prefer. I don't care that you don't like it because sometimes when others tell you, "Hey, I don't like that," then they get influenced in the wrong way and be like, "Oh man, my opinion sucks."
Why you do that, bro? Like that's whack.
Well, it may be whack to you,
Yeah.
and that's fine because everything that you do is whack to me. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to say that, but your preference is not wrong, right? Because you
Right.
mix,
I do.
and there's people who will mix the same songs that you mix
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh, I want the bass like this," and you'll be like, "Eh."
Right.
Right?
So at the end of the day, it boils down to understanding that though. As
True.
long as you have that understanding and you don't think that any and everything that one person says is the law,
Ah,
especially when you're dealing with art. Come on, we're back to that, right?
true. But
Because
what if you respect that person?
well, that's okay. You can respect what they're saying and respect. I have people that I share my mixes with,
Mm,
right? When I'm doing a mix for whether it's Mino Yancy or whatever, and I'll share it with somebody whose mix I respect, and they'll be like, "I think that this sounds good. I would do this. I would do that. I might change it, and I'll consider it
mhm,
and weigh it against the vision I have in my mind for it's where I'm the end result that I'm trying to get to.
mhm.
If it doesn't, if their suggestion doesn't lead to that result, I still don't get what I want.
Right.
But you have to know what you want. I see. I feel like we're just dancing in circles again.
But,
So,
I mean, well, we know
but
that
but
is the truth. But
but
we're trying to give them some confidence in knowing
right.
what.
I guess it's basically about being able to trust in your own uh sense of creativity, your own sense of style. Everybody doesn't dress the same.
Mm,
Sticks wears hats all the time. I wear hats sometimes. I have
you have
hair.
hair all the time.
I do.
I don't.
All the time.
All the time. I got the
But
LeBron Braun before he got
yeah.
the surgery.
But but
I'm gonna try to get that surgery.
but I mean there's people who I know, like, I'm not gonna name any names, but there's some people that I know. There's a guy that I know that would show up to the studio,
To a studio.
yeah, in a full mink jacket.
Mhm.
Why are you spitting water out over here? You know what I'm talking about? In a in a full mink jacket.
Woo! I know you was gonna go there, Brody.
No, I'm serious.
No, I didn't know you. I didn't know you was going.
Like he'll have
I
on
just thought about what he wore with the mink.
right, because
No,
he'll have on a turban, a black shirt, and
that's the homie, bro.
some polka dot pants.
Shout out to my guy, bro. You know who you are, man.
He's an amazing artist, though.
Bro,
That's the
the
thing.
polka dot pants is why I started. That's why I he came in for real.
But he does it with such confidence, and he doesn't care about what anybody else thinks about what he has on. You cannot like it, but to him, he knows he's fly,
Period.
and that's just the way it works. And I remember I said to him one day, I said, "Listen, man, I wish I had the courage
Mm-hmm.
and the confidence and the inner knowing
Yes.
that I could dress like you, bro, and take those kinds of risks."
Yes, sir.
And he was just like, "You can do it, bro. You could do it. It's all in your mind. You just gotta have the swag, bro. Like I have the swag, bro." And I
Man.
get it. At the end of the day, hey, I may not have liked it, but it didn't matter if I liked it. And that when you get to that point, the guy, to him, he won the game. He's looking at me like, "You're nuts because you don't see how raw this is."
Facts.
So I mean, I get it. I don't want drummers to go out to your rehearsal or the gigs that you have, and you're not playing the songs the way that you've been hired to play them, and then you tell them it doesn't matter what you think.
Hey, bro. Hey, wait. That reminds me. Back in the day when we first watched Robert Glasper Trio on MySpace
Uh-huh.
during Chris Dave's solo, they didn't do like special hits. They just kept playing the groove of the song. It was a loop. Maybe it was the A section, B section, whatever it was. It was a section of the song, and the stuff he was playing was so out there. I remember telling you guys like, "Hey, fam, this is now my preference. I'm gonna start doing this in the middle of Vadia's music." Y'all was like, "Family, we're not. This isn't the trio. This isn't a
Nah,
jazz situation. This is a gospel."
you
It was
can't.
really like gospel fusion, in my opinion.
What we were doing?
Yeah, like
Ish.
even though gospel is a fusion
Nah,
itself,
we were on some other
we
stuff.
was on some other stuff. But anyway, I was like, "Fam, I'm coming into rehearsal like I'm playing this stuff." You know why? Because
Nah.
my preference matters.
No. Well, it
No,
does.
don't do that.
At the end of the day, your preference does matter, but you have to understand the difference of being on a gig. Because when you're at a gig and you've been hired to play a gig, you're at work on a job, right?
True.
You don't go to work and tell your boss or your employer what you're gonna do. That's just not how it goes. If you are a construction worker and your job is to help build this house, and you show up and be like, "You know what, bro? I'm actually building a shed in the backyard." And they're like, "No, bro, you're working on the garage today." And you're like, "No, mama's, I'm doing the shed. Watch."
Oh my,
You not gonna it's not gonna work.
the NorCal came out and
It's not gonna work. So at the at the end of the day, we're talking about in artistic pursuits
but it, well,
and knowing who you yourself are, not necessarily what you've been hired to do. Those are separate things.
I would say that also though, in that being hired to do a job, there is within that box, there's some ways that you can still have your own preference. So as
Okay.
far as building the house, It could be like, hey, he may screw in the nails over here first, rather than over here.
Right.
Still
Well,
get the
not,
job done.
but not necessarily. It all depends on who your employer is.
Uh,
Because your employer may be like, no, bro, we have a process of how we do things, and
yeah.
every nail needs to be screwed in from this side, bro. You mess around and start screwing the nails on this side, you will be fired. And that's a different thing. And that's okay. You prefer to screw the nails in from this side, but at the end of the day,
Well,
you just doing the job.
Okay, so in music,
Okay.
they'll say this, hey, I like a drummer who can only, just lock in the groove, and then you're allowed to play some drum fills to set up on the transitions.
Right. They're not looking for your uniqueness in that situation.
They're not, but they are giving you room to have your own preference when it comes to the fills that you play. Where it's like, hey, you don't have to go.
Well, not really. Right. They want you to choose a drum fill, but they're gonna tell you if they like it or not. You know that. And if they don't like it, it's not about what you like.
I mean, yes, but within the confines of what they like, you can figure out a way to be creative in that little
You
bit.
can. I guess what I'm saying is this. It's
You're saying
the
that
best
there's
case.
17 people were watching and only 8 likes. That's what you're saying.
Well, I mean, that's part of what I was saying. But the the point that I was making is there are the best case scenario on a gig that you get hired to play is someone who's hired you for your own creative voice, your own style, for you to go on that gig and be yourself. That doesn't happen for a lot of drummers, though. A lot of musicians get hired to play the part. Just play the part, bro. And that's what they want. And that's for a hired gig. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I would go get the money. Yeah. Period. I'm not, it's not an artistic pursuit. This is work. I'm finna get this bread.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that because you get paid to do those type of things that your preference is still wrong. And just because your preference of style of play or how you like to tune your drums or whatever the case, just because it's not popular doesn't mean it's wrong.
Come on.
Just because it's, there's not a lot of people who are also doing that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Come on.
So, I mean, that's really the part that we're trying to get at.
I remember seeing Chris Dave on a tour or on a video. I think he was on tour with Maxwell some years ago, and he only had 4 snares set up. That was his preference at the time.
Yeah, he messed around and had like 4, like it looked like a kit, but it was just snares.
All snares, yeah, no toms.
Yeah,
it was cymbals.
It looked like toms though from afar, but when
snares.
You realize those are all snares.
Yeah. There's a preference thing where it's like, hey, you can set up that way. You mentioned it about tuning. It could even be the style you play. There are some drummers who I've seen play the snare soft, but the kick loud. It's weird to me. I'm used to just matching everything, but that's how they play it. Or flipped around, the snare may be loud, but the hi-hat is quiet, or the hi-hat is loud, but when he hits the cymbals is soft, or whatever it is. Or it's an even medium thing all the way through, but the music, in my opinion, is a little bit louder. And I'm sitting there like, man, I wish he would play a little bit to match the other musicians, but that's how he plays. That's his preference.
Right. No, it's true. And I think that when there was a video recently on Instagram with Chris Dave, I think he was playing for Most Def.
Oh, I didn't see it.
And he had these the wooden blocks, the cylinder ones, and he was playing a groove with those and hitting a real trashy sounding cymbal with it. It was ridiculous. It was super dope. It was super vibey. It was like, it just felt amazing. It was Chris Davies. Anything he does really feels amazing. But it was just a simple groove.
By the way, the trio's coming back.
Which one?
Robert Glasper.
Is he?
Derek Hodge.
I did see it. I listened to it. I listened. Wow.
Yeah.
I listened, but that's not okay. Because Chris Dave and Derek Hodge, they were a part of the experiment.
That's what when Casey's there, it's the experiment.
But I heard Robert Glasper say in an interview that he's not doing the experiment anymore.
Oh. Sounds like
I heard him saying
sounds like Damani Rhodes. If y'all want to know whatever happened to Looney Tunes, this guy he buried it.
Yo, listen.
He said it's over. Some of y'all don't know. Y'all may be fans since Drumfield Friday. Who was a fan with the Chris Brown live arrangement before YouTube snatched it down, and the Nicki Minaj live arrangement before YouTube snatched that down?
Well, it might be 10 people because we got 10 likes, but we do have 18 people in here watching the video.
You know what it is. Y'all need to hit that like button.
So anyway, what I saw from there was Chris Dave having his preference of how he wants to do something, and it's always lends to him being creative. You notice we've used Chris Dave a lot as an example in this video, right?
Pioneering creativity.
He's a creative legend at this point.
Yes.
And that's okay. I'm trying not to go
riled up.
I'm trying to calm down.
Here's the thing.
I don't know if you guys know it, But our core message and the reason why we do everything that we're doing and the things that we talk about and the tracks that we make and all the tools that we have, that with the app, the lessons, all of it, is so that you can find your own voice. So that I'm saying we're literally
Yeah,
we're
it's
just trying
true.
to facilitate a space for you to explore your own creativity.
Mhm.
And
It's
we
not wrong.
it's not wrong. It's
Some,
it's
I
not even
mean,
it's like it's not rule based. Yes, there's basic skills that you need to learn.
some of the videos y'all tag me in, but it's not wrong. It's like, well, you got to hear these guys playing to be. I'm like, did you not listen to the record? Or
Jesus Christ, bro.
okay,
Are you
go ahead.
getting at them like this?
I'm just asking if they listen to it at all.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking. But your creativity is not
But the
wrong.
video I sent you, remember the video, the one guy, I forget what country he's from. He had a different approach to
Oh, to enjoy the now.
it was
That was
ridiculous.
fire. That was
It
fire.
was ridiculous.
That was fire,
I was
bro.
like, wow.
Yeah.
That's why we released the drumless version. But the whole point of this is for you guys to explore your creativity and find your own voice and to not be afraid of
Hold on, wait.
what
Pause.
that process
Pause.
looks like.
Pause. They can find their own voice. You mother gotta hit the got D hits.
What's going on?
Okay,
bro?
it ain't just Mino stuff. No, it ain't just. They're playing songs on the. Y'all playing tracks that are on the app,
Okay.
and they not hitting the hits, and you
Okay.
know it. They playing straight through the hit. I'm talking. Y'all just. No, that is wrong. Okay, that is not preference. That is incorrect.
Time out.
Come back to your groove. Hit the hits. We talked about that in the first season of Drum Fill Friday.
Listen, it sounds like this is your preference.
No,
that
listen,
you
no,
would
that,
want
no,
this-
that's the fact. Okay, that ain't preference. That ain't opinion.
No, it is facts that they're not hitting the hits. That's facts.
I mean, like 95% of them are not hitting.
But
the
what if
hits.
they prefer the hits not hit?
They not hearing it? I know they not.
Okay, so you're saying that they don't even have, they're not even hearing it to make that choice to not hit them.
That part.
Okay.
So y'all need to learn the hits. Okay. I remember back in the day, people was playing dance pop. I was like, fam, it's as simple. It's simplistic, but they not listening. Okay? Listen to the other musicians and hit the hits.
Right, but I guess at the end of the day, what we're the main thing that we're trying to say,
your preference is not wrong.
you just
what you prefer to do
after you just roast them, telling them what they cannot do and what they need to do.
Okay, so
now it's their preference.
Let me tell you what it is. When it comes to hitting the hits, here's where you get your own preference.
Okay.
You can hit any surface you want as long as you respect the hits. So I may have hit the hits using crashes. You may have hit the hits using the toms. You may have hit the hits just using your kick drum or with a closed hi-hat.
But what if they hit the hits with a rest? What if they said I'm gonna play everything but the hits, and that is my creative freedom?
Then you're wrong. You're wrong. There's no such thing. I said it.
But it's their creative freedom to do.
No, see, no. Here's the thing. If you're going to do that, no, bro. There's okay. There's one time when I saw that. I mean, there's many times I've heard it happen, but on Chick Corea's Spain, I believe the drummer played cross stick as quarter notes.
Those aren't those. I don't know if those are necessarily hits though.
Well, I mean the line, the melody. The drummer could have cat do kadapoo dappo, but he did. He just clap,
yeah,
clap, and let the band. So in that case, cool. You can do that.
Okay,
but just ignoring hits blatantly in the like on the app, those type of songs. Come on, bro. These are hits that are specified.
I get it. Listen,
band is
I
supposed to
wrote
play.
them. I know.
I know that I wrote them.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we
So
go.
you know what it is. And there are songs that have that Chick Corea type thing on the app. Where
Sure, like enjoy the now. You
don't have to hit those. But you come on.
So then how does a person decide whether they should hit the hit or not?
They listen to Calvin Rogers, number one. That's what you do. You go back and you listen to some Calvin records.
I actually listened to a Calvin Rogers interview on a podcast called You're Good, Get Better by a guy named Tim Buell.
The podcast is called that, or that was the title of the...
No, the title of his podcast in general is called You're Good, Get Better.
Okay.
And he had Benny Greb on one of his episodes. He did Calvin Rogers. He has some good interviews. But I listened to the one with Calvin Rogers and I really liked it because Calvin actually opened up and talked about the creative process of, the album that he did with Marvin Sapp, the Thirsty album. And how...
I haven't heard that album.
Listen, it's a smash. But anyway, he talked about how they had to pull that out of him because on records he had like stopped wanting to play like that. He just wanted to, I know my parts, like all his fills and everything. Like he would play the records the same way. Like every time in rehearsal, he had practiced it. He got the
Mm-hmm.
music, he went over it,
Mm-hmm.
came up with all his parts that he wanted to do. Come to rehearsal, he's been practicing it this way. And then Aaron Lindsay was just like, bruh.
Like, bro, we ain't bring you out here for that.
Yeah, he said, I need you to play like you play in church.
Come
Like,
on, Calvin.
yeah, like
Come on, Calvin.
I've seen you do it.
That part.
Yeah, and
Not guilty.
man. And so he came up with started doing the thing that he was doing, and he did it a couple times in rehearsal. But then he said that they did the concert,
Mm-hmm.
and after they did the concert, uh, they went through the whole recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then because of the energy of the room, Aaron Lindsay wanted to do the first 3 songs one more time with the energy that was in the room now.
Okay.
And his boy that was in the band looked over at him and was like, I dare you to do the situation. And he did it. And he went in. And even like he said, he was kind of shedding through the song with like some of the stuff that he was doing
Mm-hmm.
because they had already did the clean take.
Right.
And so he was just like, yeah, I know they're not gonna keep this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
So
So that's like all the little diddles and kick stuff you hear in the middle of the record. Like he was just like we're at church. I'm kind of just shedding. I'm just doing my thing. And that was the take that they kept. And now it is legendary.
Bro, because that stuff that man, listen to the album straight through.
It's fire, bro.
It's ridiculous.
Have you ever heard someone smash a slow song before?
Calvin Rogers. Praise him in advance. Still that one groove he did off the Bell of the Ride, that rhythmic. I still don't know what it is. It's been years, bro. I'm like, what? What is
you
that?
can probably figure it out though.
What polyrhythm? What count? How are you counting that, Calvin?
And it's crazy because he was doing what he thought was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the MD that he was with was like, nah, bro, we need that creative side. We need you to open up. We need you to
unleash.
Come on, give us you.
Come on now.
Not this. I got the suit on, packaged. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm clean. I'm looking sharp. I'm dignified.
Like,
bruh.
Undignify yourself.
Go in, and he
Go
did
all the way in,
and he did. But I mean, but it was still musical.
True.
Even the little small little things that you're doing that aren't even really with the music, like it matters. So anyway,
listen to Calvin.
And guess what?
Listen to Dave.
Guess what? My whole point of telling that story was this: Calvin had a preference of what he thought it was supposed to be, based on the interview that I listened to, and it wasn't his. It may have been his preference, but apparently, Aaron Lindsay, the producer, MD, had a whole nother preference. And it just seems like the rest of the masses agree with Aaron's preference. You know what I'm saying? But he said that even after that, he had to rethink how he approached his records because he had been pushed like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of course we all fall victim of the mindset that you just got to stay in the pocket and be away from everything that's going on. But nope, he contributed and pushed that album forward, man.
That part. Because listen, if it had not been for Rain on Us,
my God, on today.
I mean, it's quiet in this.
It
place.
Is quiet.
Thank you, Calvin.
And it was that record. There's a bunch of other records too, but bruh, they smashed.
Oh my goodness! I mean, drummers been smashing since the jazz days too, though. They've been murdering records. So anyway,
real quick, let me shout out some of the Facebook. We got Jarvan Gonder. Man, shout out to you.
What's good?
Sissa Coroy. Calvin is the GOAT for sure. Facts. 100%.
Factamundo.
Yes, factory. We got Auntie Sheila in the building. What's good?
Auntie Sheila, let's go. All right, let's go to YouTube. I know we got comments or something.
Yeah, we got the comments, man.
We're not gonna get to all of them.
So somebody says, DJ Cole, he said, yo, I finally made the jump to the Aquarian. So I've noticed a huge difference in the mix. That's what's up, bro.
Welcome.
Aquarian's on. They got it.
I like that. I like how they have a variety of stuff. They have stuff that's similar to other brand, like just like with shoes. Every company has high tops, mid top, low tops. Obviously, those are the basics.
Yeah, is okay. Go ahead.
But then how the shoes fit to your foot and stuff like that. Some brands have more options than others.
Facts.
And so, Aquarian is that for me. It's like, man, they have more options available. So anyway,
this is Willie Smoothcat, first of all, he says, "We live, baby, turn up."
You know what it is.
uh,
New Year's, baby.
DJ Cole says, "I'd like to say respect these pockets." You want me to play in the pocket? I got you. You gonna respect these
Hey, listen,
pockets
we
though?
did that though. Pocket is subjective to whoever asks. Because if you run into Aaron Lindsay for a Thirsty album and you try to play 2 and 4, he's gonna be like, "Nah, bro, we
Like,
want,
bro, I mean, you keep a time and everything,
well, we
but
want, we want more." That's it.
uh, that is Cadence Ware Music says tuning in on my break. Shout out to you,
Shout
fam.
out, shout
I
out to
finally
everybody in there.
subscribed to the Drum Tracks app because I'm ready to stop being trash.
And then you're in the right
You're
place.
in the right place.
You
I
know what
think
it
it, I
is.
think it, I think it's a beautiful thing when you can recognize that you're trash, but there's something that you can do about it. My God, on today, I
And the,
felt
the
something.
app is the answer.
The app is the answer.
Because we're not just giving you the answers for yourself. We're actually allowing you to find the answers on your own by finding your own voice, playing to music without drums. It's nothing wrong learning the records because you got to learn records, but sometimes having a drummer on the album or on the song you're playing is a crutch. They're
Right.
playing
It's
along
it's
with you.
it's like all you do is trace
That's it.
when you're drawing, but like we're giving you all the tools you need to learn. We teaching the lessons. You learn the foundation. You get some grooves. You get some chops. Exercises to help build all of these patterns. But then we say, cool, you got the tools in your belt. Here's a canvas. Paint.
Go paint.
All right. So we
What
got
else we got? What's up, Blake the Great? I see
Blake
you.
the Great in the
That's
house.
one of the regulars, man.
Man.
Charles Gray, what's good? We see you.
Yep. Dorma the drummer. You didn't miss that much, brother. You been in here. Uh,
Any questions?
I'm trying to see if we have some. Blake says he's trying to get like Chris Dave with the creativity. Listen, we all are.
Bruh,
I would suggest to just try to be creative
just
and
try to
not
be.
try to be like Dave, Chris Dave, because man.
Chris Dave's so creative on interview in Modern Drummer magazine, I believe, years ago. Um, he went to Sabian, who's the company he's endorsed with, and asked them for all of the symbols that they were throwing away
Mhm.
because they're like, "Oh, it's off center. It didn't come out great. It doesn't sound good." And he's like, "What's the worst sounding symbols you got? Where's the trash can?" He goes, "Okay, cool." Went into the trash can. He said, "Can we beat these up some more? Like take a hammer, start hitting these." And he was searching for a specific sound to get symbols by themselves and to get stackers.
Mhm.
And then I believe after that, this part I don't know if it's a fact, but all I know is I don't know if it dropped after that, but I know I saw him now playing the spiral symbol, the one that cuts up.
Yeah, look like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it came down. That was after that interview. So I don't know if he's the reason why that symbol was created. I'm not sure. I just know after that interview saying, "Hey, I want to beat this stuff up. I want to cut holes into this. I want to cut lines into that, and I want to hammer this and stack these together just to find I'm looking for a different sound." Then they came out. That came out. That may have been made before. I'm just saying.
Listen. Uh Blake the Great says, Sticks, if you wanna watch his MI clinic, Calvin Rogers explained to praise him in advance ride segment.
Brody, is it
Post
on?
the link.
Is it on YouTube?
Post the link.
I can Google it.
Post the link.
We got internet.
Post the link.
What is wrong with you?
Post the link.
Okay, I see Sam Campbell in the building. What's good?
Oh, fam.
That's the Brody.
The truest cham.
Yeah,
I re-
Sam asked a question. Wait, who?
Oh, right here. This
Oh, I
one right
love
there.
him. Yep,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I recently found out about these live discussions, and I'm seriously learning a lot from you guys. And I'm a bass player.
Mm,
That part.
come on.
Hashtag. Yo, if you got any other homies, man, that you feel like will get find some value out of what we're teaching, especially the drummers or your other bass homies, the keyboard homies, whoever.
That part.
Tell them to come on through, man. We up here 2 o'clock, 2:30. But today we was a little early, but usually 2:30.
Monday and Thursday.
Better early than late.
Pacific Standard Time, because some people.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, we in Cali,
Pacific Standard Time.
California time.
All right, Sam. What are 3 of your top ways to expand creativity besides obviously listening to music? This is a good one. What you got?
The app, the app, and I probably go with the app.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure though about that third one.
You not sure about the third one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's always the app.
So if you do that,
So if you do that instead, if you don't do the app, but you do the app, you'll be winning. Don't do the app, but do the app.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
do the app. Don't
No.
do the app. It's like, whoa. I would definitely say also with that is shedding with other drummers.
Yes.
We talked about that before. even if it's only one other person, whether you are far advanced from them or not as advanced as they are, doesn't matter. Oftentimes they'll play some things. I shaded with one of the homies, and this cat was not moving at third gear. Don't know if it was on purpose. He was in here playing second gear, and I was
So
trying to push
second gear to you means like 16th notes.
like 16th. Yeah,
Yeah.
third gear
30
is
seconds.
is
16th note triplets, 30
Sequence
seconds.
triplets to 30 seconds. Now, fourth gear, I can't move at that speed. That's Ronald and Eric Moore and Thomas. All that's fourth gear. So we're in here shedding, and he's playing basically just 16ths. And I was trying to push him. Let's go a little bit faster. Let's pick it up. And he was staying right there. I think it was his preference of the day. But in that, the stuff he was playing, I was like, yo, why didn't I think of that? I
Right.
mean, it was absolute water. Just
And I have to admit, sometimes those who can play fast, speed can be a way to sugarcoat a lack of creativity sometimes. Not
it's
always.
quiet.
Not always. This is not like a one always type of thing, but sometimes, like, if you have someone that can just play really fast all the time and it's so fast that you can't really understand what's going on, I mean, it makes it easy to fool you and make you feel like I'm doing something amazing, but really I'm just going fast.
I'm just playing really fast.
But sometimes if you can play something slow and it still be interesting as crap,
Mhm.
you're onto something.
Uh,
Then when you speed up, it's even more ridiculous. So I'm not
I
saying
just
not to
watched
go fast, but
go
you feel
fast.
what I'm saying.
I just watched a video with CPAPs. Chris, I forget how to say his last name. Chris Prada, CPAPs on Instagram,
Mhm.
and he had some speed in there, but he played some slow stuff, some regular 16s, and the way he was flamming and diddling, I was like, bro, that shift is absolute fire.
It's ridiculous.
And he's not moving. He threw some bursts of speed in there, and it just made the whole ensemble ridiculous, bro. Like you got to check that guy out. I
You gotta
follow him.
send me the link, man.
I will send. Oh yeah, I'll send you that. For those of you, check him out. I'm following him on Instagram. So if you go into my little section of who I'm following, Chris Paprado.
Right, and here's one more because I
think.
think that's you said shedding, you said looking at these guys on Instagram. This is the third one that I think would really be a
I
good.
said the app.
Oh yeah, you said the app. That's two. But here's one for me. Limit yourself when you're practicing. Limit yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna work on a flow. I'm gonna work on something, but I'm not gonna hit the 8-inch tom or the 10-inch tom, or I'm only gonna do kick snare hats and floor tom.
Mm,
I'm only gonna do uh every lick that I'm playing needs to have a snare accented on the E of 3 or whatever, or on every E. You're just trying to create, so you like create a framework around, like put some type of boundary around it and say,
mm.
this is what I'm trying to be creative inside of. Because sometimes a lack of resources or a lack of tools or a lack of drums can breed more creativity with what you have.
Yeah, that's a
So
fact.
that's that. All right,
You can also pick up another instrument. Go ahead.
that part. Quick question from Josh Nichols. I'm a college student.
Josh Nichols.
I had to leave my old job at Target.
Tarjay.
Yeah, I was going to say Target because they scheduled me on days I had to play at church.
Ah.
Now, with that income gone, it forced me to leave my old main church.
Wait. Go back.
Wait, first of all, there is no question mark anywhere.
Okay.
But I want to say, I'm going to read it again. I'm a college student.
Uh-huh.
I had to leave my old job at Target.
Left Tarjay. Gone.
Because they scheduled me on days I had to play at church.
Sunday morning.
Now, with that income gone, it forced me to leave my old main church. Like, okay.
So you left Tarjay.
Oh, wait. He wrote the rest a little below it.
Okay.
It made me... Now, with that income gone, it forced me to leave my old main church that doesn't pay, and the new church that pays is 2 minutes away from my house. The old church is 30-minute drive away, so I had to leave them. I didn't want to because the music quality is way better. The new church music service sucks, and I feel like the new church music service sucks, and I feel like it is hurting my musicality because they just do very slow hymns, and the musicians do have good feel because they're beginners, or they don't have good feels because they're beginners. Should I leave?
No, you should not. That's your income.
Right. So no, but first of all, are you playing there for the money, or are you there for?
He's there for the money.
Okay, so if you're there for the money,
because he was driving 30 minutes away for free. And then they said, come around the corner and get this bread. And he had to quit Tarjay anyway.
So you might as well.
So
You got to get the bread.
You got to get the bread because Tarjay is going to schedule you on the where you're at the
On
new
Sunday.
church or the old church. It doesn't matter. You're going to be scheduled.
Bruh, I mean, it sounds like you should have kept your job at Tarjay because because you don't like the church you playing at now. Why are you laughing like this?
How do y'all know about it? Oh my gosh. I played at so many churches. You're like, you know what, man? I don't think it's worth the bread, bro. You just like, I'm cool, man.
So you quit Tarjay, or they let you go because you playing at church on Sunday. But then you like, man, I ain't got no bread, so I'm gotta go play at this other church. But the other church is trash to you. And now you wish you wasn't at that church. You might as well have stayed at Target. You might as well have stayed at Target. Should you leave? I would say that you should leave if you get
a better offer.
Yeah, if you get yeah,
you got to be. If that's
okay.
The
case, so I would say this, like, okay,
find a second church.
Yeah, that gives you what you need. If you got if one church is just serving that and working at, and the other church you're getting what you need from, I would do that.
Yeah, play. That's probably 11 a.m. service. Find you at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
or 3 p.m.
Yeah,
where the musicians are decent.
Yeah, I mean you got it, but you got to get the bread. You got to do that. You can't be broke. So
that part.
I mean, it's that or Target. Like, you get to choose. Do I play music at church that may not be the funnest music to play and get paid, or be at Target for 4 hours and make the same amount of money you make on Sunday? I mean, make a same amount of money in a week at Target that you would make only on Sunday at a church. In most cases, I don't know what you're making at your church, but
that frees up your week to be able to play in other bands. Maybe you can play in a Thursday night jam
and
session
get better
with better musicians. You could. I mean, come on now.
Listen, the good musicians tend to find each other. Somewhere or another.
If you're playing with whack musicians,
good musicians tend to attract good. I mean,
you're probably no, I'm kidding.
Wow. Sometimes you could be good and find yourself at it. You just trying to get wow again. Anyway, let's move on. That was. Thank you for that question, bro.
Josh Nichols. That's how you have to say it.
Me Boy Man. Is that what this guy? His name is Me Boy Man. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening.
I don't know if you want to read the question anymore.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. It says, good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening to you both. So how long did it take for you to get to where you are with what you possess as far as being talented musicians? I would say from the day I started till right now, that's how long it took.
And I'm still growing.
We're not even close to where we want to be.
Bro, we did a previous podcast. You got to dedicate your life to it.
Yes. And and enjoy the process. Look, this is one thing that the reason why we're even doing this is because we've discovered and come across the idea of what it is to have creative and artistic expression. Now, if getting paid to do this, we do get paid to do this, to play music and to do gigs and be musicians. But it's more than that to us and for us. Like, if we weren't getting paid, we'd still be trying to get better and creating. We're not guys that are just playing music to play gigs. Like, I can play an instrument. I'm just looking for someone to hire me so that I can play, even though we do get hired to play. But what I am saying is we are creatives, like artists. And so this whole thing that we're doing is to inspire and spark the little artist inside of you that you may not even know is there. So that's what it's about.
Turn your phone off.
My phone's off. All right. Lincoln McNish says, post the link. That's to Blake the Great.
What link?
We're talking about the link to the Calvin situation. Post the link.
Oh.
Yeah. Sam says, thanks for answering the question. All good, fam. DJ Cole's one thing that made me rethink approaches is
Willie says we lagging a lot.
Who says that?
Willie Smoothcat said.
Oh, that must mean the video. His internet connection must be like not really.
We're lagging because there's 19 people watching and 12 likes. Y'all lagging on the like button.
DJ Cole says, one thing that made me rethink approaches is when I heard E play to the MJ, Remember the Time, and he did a shuffle, but it was a groove, but it was grooving, and I'm like, I got to expand my vocabulary and grooves along with chops.
Whoa, he didn't do a shuffle. He played 16th note triplets.
He heard it as shuffles. One and a one and a one and a one and a two and a two and a three and a three and a four. And a four.
It was water though. It was water.
He heard it as a shuffle. No, it wasn't a shuffle. But what you heard inspired you. That was the point.
I'm about to pull that video up and show it to you right now.
It's okay, bro. No, my phone's off. You know that.
It's not off. It just went off.
My phone is off.
It just beeped.
He said, Josh Nichols, we answered this question. He says, yeah, I'm going to have to go church searching. Not soul searching, but church searching. You might want to go back job searching too, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, Brody, that
Because
part.
apparently Target wasn't that bad,
It wasn't
okay?
that awful.
Man.
Man.
Blake the Great says, so Sticks, can you explain the BET Uncut? Question mark. That must be a shout out to the Instagram post. Oh my goodness.
Hey, listen to me. Let me tell you what it is. 808s and a lot of low end, Reverend. A
Wow.
lot of bottom end. Okay.
I mean, but the low end back in the day on BET Uncut was not as low as we thought.
We're not
But
talking
anyway.
about your
Sheila, Auntie,
other sites.
I don't have it. I don't
It's
know
on them
what.
other-
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
So who is Cherokee?
Auntie Sheila says just
Who
got
is
in a
Cherokee?
small local studio.
Who is Cherokee?
Bro, Cherokee is a type of Native American
Oh,
that I
is
hate.
it? Okay.
So I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know what you tell me.
Who's Miss Diva Curves?
Who you tell me?
I'm asking you.
You tell me.
I don't know.
I know not of
Who's
what you
Kimora?
speak. I can tell you about Auntie Sheila Klotz though.
Who is Ghetto Barbie?
Wow.
Really? Are you familiar with any of these people?
Not at all.
So you are lying.
I do not know any of those women. What are you talking about?
You know of them.
I have no idea. I've never spoken to them. I've never seen them in person.
Okay.
Now,
Let's pull up your IG account. The other one.
what are you talking?
Everybody got one too.
I don't know what you're talking
Blake
about.
the Great, you got one too. He got his main and he got the, you know what I mean?
It's about the bottom.
It's about the bottom.
Who don't love
What's
the bottom?
that song? It's all about the bass. Ain't that? Who did that?
Oh, wait, let me get to Auntie Sheila's question. She said she got in a small local studio.
Okay.
Drumming for a blues album now.
Nice.
She says, I feel good, but any recommendations?
Blues. Well, are you the main artist, or she's hired? She's hired help. Is that what
Apparently, it says she's drumming for a blues album, so I'm assuming she's hired help.
hired help? How much creativity do you get when it comes to
So this is what I would say.
creating the blues?
If you're
stuff?
doing blues stuff, you got to have an understanding of blues, right?
Yeah.
And then I would say that just having an open communication with the producers and who the producers are and understanding what they want, especially if you're being hired to do a job. They may not be, when you're going to the studio, sometimes they are looking for your personal preference or your personal preference and your personal style. But oftentimes, I'm a producer, so I'm just going to speak as a producer. Sometimes a producer may have an idea in mind already, and they'll come and say, hey, this is the type of, but the way that you can understand that is just to make sure that the communication is open and you're very clear and have an understanding of what they want. That doesn't mean that you don't form your own ideas as well, like, because you may be able to present something to it that enhances it, because you're an artist as well, so you may be able to say, hey, I hear let's record a take of that, but I was kind of hearing this idea in my head. If you are willing, I'd like to show it to you. And they may be open to it, and they may like it, they may not, they may use it, they may not. You just be okay with that. But I would say you're already they already feel like you're good enough to play the record because they've hired you to do it, or they've asked you to do it, whichever way. So you got the skills. I would just say make sure that the communication is open, because there is a goal that they're trying to reach at the end of that, and make sure that you are just communicating with the producer to make sure that you can fulfill that and get it done. But also try to throw your 2 cents in there.
If they have a preference already in mind, it makes it somewhat easier. You don't have to search within yourself to find out which parts you want to put out there. It's kind of like, hey, listen, they want this 1950s vibe. Go listen to some 50s records
and play it like that.
That's pretty simple. I prefer the creative side. I like to be able to come up with stuff on my own. But if they're paying me to play like a 1950s record, because we did that actually. We did that.
Yes.
Our whole band did it for an artist out here. He asked us to duplicate, not duplicate.
No, yeah, duplicate. It was like basically he pulled up some old records. He did not want to have to pay to clear those records. Okay. So what he did was he had us re-record what we heard them play on the record. And he's like, just play this loop for this loop and loop that, play that, so he can re-sample what we've already played.
I thought we was able to be a little more creative. But okay.
I mean, you like not very much.
Not too much. Okay.
It was like, this is the record. Can y'all play this and just play this loop?
But
that's why we ran through like 70 of them.
So I forgot. So you're telling it the right way. That's what made it easy. Yeah. We was able to run through 70 because he's like, play this. We listened to it. Okay, cool. We'll knock that out real quick, and then all right, on to the next one. So I think it's a little bit easier if
Right.
they know what they want in their mind.
If they know what they want. So, but if that producer knows what they want, then that's where the communication comes in.
True.
And that's what made it
part,
easy.
the hard part with working with producers who don't know what they want is they only know what they don't want.
Right.
So they're like, hey, I don't know what it is, but give us what you got. And then every time you give them something, no, not that, not that.
But then
not
you
that.
that for those producers, you say things like, "Well, okay, that's what I got. So if you don't want it, I understand. That's what I got. I'm not.
Somebody else.
Yeah, like you can't. That's where it gets ridiculous. So, Arvin Allen on Facebook asks, "How do I learn to play some grooves?" The app.
The app for sure.
That's for sure. We have an entire groove section.
Yeah.
There's a ton of lessons that'll show you how to do that. We got to get out of here though because I do
how to play section too.
We got to get out of here because I do got a call at 3:00 that I gotta take. But
we have less than 3 minutes.
So
you're breaking stuff down too.
Have you guys heard Christian Lillinger?
Never heard of him.
His music is so challenging and his drumming is like, I'm gonna have to listen to him.
Send us a link.
Post a link though.
Post a link.
Or you can send us on DM on Instagram. You know what it is. Instagram links are in the description of this video.
-1 minute 60 seconds.
On a serious tip, what about gear preference? That's a whole nother podcast.
We already did that on choosing gear. Type in choosing gear drum code, #drum code, choosing gear. We did a whole podcast on that.
Jason, the drummer one, said, "Yo, did I miss your response? I had to go get gas."
If you
what was
did,
his question? Yeah,
you can definitely go back and watch it.
I don't even remember what his question was. We answered a lot of questions.
What was your question, sir?
I don't know. He said, "What up?" in the beginning.
Jason.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
30 seconds.
No question from you, brother.
At least we didn't see it.
Yeah. Anyway, we didn't see it, but we definitely you can go back and listen to the podcast. We only 51 minutes this time. So
that's not Jason is Jazz the drummer.
Jazz the drummer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yo, Jazz and Jason is 2 different.
You know what I'm saying.
All right, man. We got a business call. So
yeah, we gotta go.
We gotta roll. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys Thursday, 2:30 p.m. # all the way through.
Because you know what it is.
Like, share,
hit the
video,
notifications button,
all that stuff.
Subscribe to the app, $9.99 per month or $99.99 a year. You know what it is.
You know what it is. Pay for the year, you get 2 months free.
That's what it is. You know what it is.
Hit the like button. We up out of here, good people. Let's peace out to Facebook first.
Yep, we out of here, Facebook.
Deuces. Even though y'all was here last because of this guy.
Wow.
And then YouTube. All right. See y'all Thursday.
See you in 3 days. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
End it.